One of the most exciting things about the upcoming Marvel Studios What If Disney Plus series is that they are indeed bringing back the actors and actresses who played the characters in the MCU to do the voice work for this series, which is really exciting. They got some big names here. Of course, Chadwick Boseman, this is unfortunately going to be his final appearance as T'Challa, but he's going to be in this. Chris Hemsworth is returning as Thor. We got Michael Rooker as Yondu. Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger. We even got the guy who played Taserface. He's even come back. So it's going to be a crazy series. But, of course, bringing back everyone who played these characters in the MCU is a really tall order to fill that not even Marvel can complete. Because, unfortunately, there are a few characters in the series that will not be voiced by the original actors who played them in the series. And you could probably tell a couple of them from the trailers. But now Variety has actually gone on and revealed some of the characters that will not be voiced by their original characters. First of all, Tony Stark. This is an obvious one. We saw him actually in the trailer the other day. Where, yeah, it was pretty obvious that it was not Robert Downey Jr., but it also did kind of sound similar to maybe one of the voice actors that did the voice of Iron Man in one of the Avengers cartoons. I'm not sure which one, but it sounds familiar. So that one makes sense. Same goes for Steve Rogers. Chris Evans is not returning, but I'm interested to see what his voice sounds like. The Collector is an interesting one. This one is one that, makes sense. Benicio del Toro is a pretty big actor, so I guess he's not into doing animation, maybe. Doctor Strange is actually probably the most surprising one, though, because especially how Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be playing such a huge role in the upcoming MCU project, and especially since Doctor Strange is going to be such an important character in this series specifically, and how it looks like this series could maybe even set up Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. You'd think Benedict Cumberbatch would do it, but apparently not. Apparently somebody else is going to be doing the voice of him. Then we also have Captain Marvel. Apparently Brie Larson did not want to do this, which is also kind of confusing. Like, Brie Larson will do all those, I don't know if it was like Nissan or some kind of car commercial. Like, she'll do those, but she won't do an animated show for the MCU. That's kind of a little, doesn't really make sense. And then finally, Howard the Duck, which actually is not true. So Variety kind of messed up here, because Seth Green voiced Howard the Duck in the first two Guardians of the Galaxy movies in his small cameos there. And actually on Twitter, Seth Green did confirm that he is going to be having a small part in this series as Howard the Duck. So they did get that wrong here, and Seth Green is returning as Howard the Duck, which is awesome. I'd love to see more of that character in the MCU. But yeah, these are interesting. Again, these are just a few of the ones that have been recast. Some of the other ones that I feel like might be recast. Ultron is actually a definite. You could tell that in the trailer that was not James Spader's voice, but did, again, very similar to Iron Man. Sounds very similar to the actor that did the voice of Ultron in Avengers Assemble, that cartoon series. But there are some questions here of, like, is Tom Holland doing the voice? I feel like he might, because he did record some stuff for the Avengers Campus Disneyland rides and stuff, that Spider-Man ride there, so maybe he was willing to do this as well. Scarlett Johansson, I'm thinking probably won't, because, Black Widow is supposed to be, like, her final project in the MCU, so I don't know why she'd go back and do What If, but then again, you never know. And then I think there were some questions about Elizabeth Olsen as well, so I don't really know for sure. So yeah, of course, this is unfortunate that some of these actors won't be returning to their roles, but it makes sense. I'm assuming probably the reason is due to contracts, because even though these actors are contracted to these movies, it would be different for TV. It's not like they're contracted to do a number of projects for the MCU and they can just randomly do a TV show. No, they have to create a completely new contract because movies and TV are separate. So it makes sense. Again, it's unfortunate. It would have been cool if we could get Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans and all these voice actors back for this series, but it's still cool. At least we're getting this series. It looks really fun. It's going to be a great series. I'm super excited for it. Bye, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about these recasts for the Marvel Studios What If Disney Plus series? And what other characters in this series do you think have been recast? So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video. And hit the subscribe button so I can keep up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.